for those who are hearing to the second video, hour, give me a break, or the second video, you guys are in luck. We got some perfect topics to talk about to you guys. Like the two bodies that are found in Bob Hart called peir. I mean, I was looking at this story. I mean, this is a classic case of this. I mean, who could have killed? Put these two bodies in? Who could have killed these bodies in the? These lovely people. But the sheriff's office said they recovered two bodies from the south of Balboa Pier, but despite the bodies' locations, Richard Krobeck, the co-sheriff, is being cautious about connecting the bodies with the missing people. He said he would want to come out and say for sure, definitely, that this is connected to the missing persons because it's too permanently to stage it to tell. Deputies began to searching near the location where missing New Hampshire couples James and Michelle Butler were last seen around 5 p.m. on Sunday. But the deputy chief said that two bodies, one male and one female, were found on the mile marker 263 near Padre Valley Park in Padre Island, which shows deputies were on the scene. The remains were exactly decomposed. Authorities estimate it will take several days to determine where it is. But this is still a development story, and we'll give you some updates as it progresses. As it happens. Now, to the latest on something that I don't tolerate. Vandalism. You heard me right, guys. It's vandalism. I told you this before in every single video. I do not tolerate vandalism. Because you're destroying someone else's property. Even school property. In California, it's like, if you do this, it's like a year in prison and a $10,000 fine. But this happened today. Somebody vandalized why would someone vandalize a church? If I vandalized a church, I would be held accountable. No excuse for you to be destroying someone else's church property. This is an issue. I mean, church members say someone threw glass and candle wax at a statue, clipping her nose by an eyebrow, leaving some glass stuck in her neck, and praying hands. This morning was cleaned. But we don't know who vandalized it. Last night at 10 p.m., a man routinely stops by a church each night after work noticed the vandalism. I mean, seriously. I don't tolerate this kind of stuff. You could be facing a year... I mean... The punishment of vandalism is Resulting in less than $100 damage can be secured at fine-only offense. However, property damage being valued between $750 to $2,500, you can face up to 1 year in jail. You can face up a year in prison and a $4,000 fine. And Class A will be up to like a $5,000 fine. Level 6, 6 months in jail to 2.5 years in prison, up to a $10,000 fine. So those vandals will just go talking to the CCPD about this. We're gonna start looking for some answers about why this vandalism happened. Maybe they hate church. Maybe they hate going to church. Maybe we don't know what happened. Maybe somebody was angry or frustrated. We don't know. But the fact of the matter is, you can't vandalize someone else's property. You can destroy your own property. No one cares about that. But when you destroy someone else's property, you're going way too far with this. You never, ever destroy someone else's property. Period. Just like we talked about. The penalties for this is... The only offense is $100 damage considered a fine-only offense. Property damage value between $750 to $2,500. You can face up a year in prison and a $4,000 fine. Sometimes it just goes up $1,000. Level 6 can be up to a $10,000 fine. 2.5 years and $10,000 fine. But I don't know if these vandals were like the first time happening. It's worse than that, because they can decide to press charges. The church can decide to like press charges. And if they did, boy, they would like look at the cameras. Let's see, we talked about the 2 bodies of Bob Peir. We talked about the power outages of Flower Bluff. Next, we're going to look at Jack Doherty and Dom Tracy, how many times they skipped school, plus another YouTuber who has been skipping school for challenges for YouTube. All 3 YouTubers have been skipping school for YouTube. Reasons why. Also, we're going to look at Jack Doherty and why he. We're also going to look at Jack Doherty and why he skipped when he goes back to woman every time. Those 3 YouTubers and more when we come back. Alright guys, truancy. It is a serious issue ever. And today we're going to look at 2 YouTubers who skip school a lot. Dom Tracy and Jack Doherty. Dom Tracy has skipped school 12 times. Jack Doherty, 13. That's a lot of absences. You can't be skipping school that much. I mean, they could be looking at all these videos on your channel and they'd be like, okay, skipping schools, skipping schools, skipping school, 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 and then they'll be like, the board will just be like, we need to get this kid out of here. And along with this, he decides to skip school. I mean, and Jack Doherty decides to skip school. I mean, he doesn't even care about school. You're under the age of 18. If you're under the age of 18, you have to get your education. I don't care if you want to drop out of school because of online school. You have to. You gotta get your education because it's free by our tax dollars. Our tax dollars pay for free education. Think about it. If you drop out of school at the age of 15, you're going to be going out doing drugs. You're just not going to be promising. I mean, you want to do YouTube full time, but you're still going to get your education. I mean, you got to pay for online school. public schools are free because of our tax dollars. Because we pay our taxes for free education. I don't know why these two decide to skip school a lot. The reason for that is they just want to do it for YouTube. I mean, that's truancy and being able. If that were to happen, you would be arrested. But these both would be arrested for truancy, and then would be facing juvie court for truancy. You would have to go before a judge in truancy court. It says you would have to be. These two would have to be in front of a judge at truancy court, and when they find out why, you're going to be in a whole lot of trouble. At 13, this is the 13th. Number 13 is when he bought a dog. Number 14 is where. Number 14, that's 14 times he skipped school. Sorry, miscalculated. That's 14 times. 14 times that Jack skipped school. And so USFV's, can't pronounce his name, skipped school almost. He skipped school 7 times. That's a lot of absences, unexcused absences. He's going to be going to the principal, and then he's going to be like, why do you skip school all the time? Because for YouTube. And then they look at your videos, they'll look at his videos and be like, skipping school, skipping school, skipping school. You're not supposed to be ditching school. I mean, they're going to call your parents, and then they're going to be like, your child's missing. And then you come up with some bogus lie saying, oh, I had a happy day. You have to go to school because it's required by law. I don't care if you don't want to go to school and get your education, but you have to get your education. I tell you guys this all the time. Stay in school. No one ever listens. No one ever listens to that advice. They just skip school, and they just skip school because they just don't want to go to school. They just want to make videos for YouTube. Your fans cannot determine when you go to school or not. They don't care if it's big. They understand, but you have to go to school because it's required by law. Otherwise, your parents could go to jail. And then your parents want to be in front of a judge saying, why are you allowing your son to skip school? I'm not. And you're probably like, I'm not. I mean, I tell him all the time and he doesn't listen. And then this guy, almost a year ago, he skipped school. This guy skipped school to go hunt.
We were lost in a vast.
This guy, Brandon Price, he skipped school to go deer hunting. Can't do that. Your parents are going to find out where you are. I mean, your parents say, well, I don't care if you skip school, but you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Big trouble. And skipping work is a serious issue here for everyone. I mean, that's truancy. That is truancy also. And no call, no show. That's a serious issue here. I mean, I mean, seriously, you cannot be skipping school to be doing something, to be doing stuff that you want. I mean, it can always be there for you after school. Skipping school to go to work, work will always be there for you after school. I mean, you cannot. I mean, your boss calls you and says, "Hello." Sure. No, I can't. Yes. No, I can't because I'm still in school. I mean, that cannot be taken away from school. I mean, if I want to miss school like every time, miss class every time to go to work, I can't. Seriously, I can't miss school, period. Because if it were to happen, I get a lot of absences. I blame my job. I would blame my job for allowing this to happen. And my mom was going there complaining, saying, "Hey, you cannot be doing that while my kid's in school." They were just filed a complaint. My mom just filed a complaint with the office, and then so again, don't skip school. Don't be skipping school, period. Otherwise, you'll be ending up in truancy court. Period. Doesn't matter if you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, 1 foot in the building, 1 foot out. That's being outside of the building. If you have permission to leave, if you need to leave school, then your parents have to sign you out, or if you're a senior, then you can sign yourself out. All right. So I don't tolerate truancy. There's no excuse for you to be skipping school, period. It's not right. Alright, coming up, Halloween's tomorrow, and a lot of workplaces are going to be dressing up for Halloween. I'm going to tell you what not to wear for Halloween at work when we come back. Tomorrow's the big day. It is Halloween. That means many people are going to be going out in costumes, trick-or-treating, knocking on doors here and... Hey! Come and get it! But, when it comes to the workplace, many people are going to be working on Halloween. And so they allow people to wear costumes, all the other things. We're going to tell you some advice. I'm going to tell you some advice to what you can do. Obviously, the number one thing you should not do, don't wear masks. I don't know why, because to block the vision of the face. I mean, let me tell you something. Going back to the hats topic, it's the same reason. To block the vision of the face. That way you don't know who it is. I mean, wearing a Spider-Man mask because you want to be Spider-Man, that's not the issue. Don't wear masks. Because it's prohibited. Period. I mean, if it's going to be in the office, just make sure that your office is actually encourages dressing up. Also, make sure you're SFW, safe for work. Make sure you're wearing a safe for work costume. Consider comfort. Focus on creativity. Also focus on creativity. And for the holidayhappy.com, 66%, including me, which I voted, say they're going to wear Halloween costume for work. And here's some tips for you. These are a lot of tips. One, make sure you have permission to dress up for Halloween at work. My boss, when I worked at McDonald's, they gave us permission to dress up for Halloween. Two, do not bring replica weapons to work because don't bring weapons to work. Last thing you come in is a SWAT team in a setting in the office. Don't bring a real shotgun. Don't bring knives or guns. Something like that. Be respectful of other cultures. Dressing up as someone from another culture is racist. I mean, you dress up as a black man, that's racist. Like, if you were to paint yourself brown because you want to be African American, that's racist. That is racial profiling. I don't know why I'm smirking or smiling, but it is not funny. And it's offensive. Also, avoid costumes that are too revealing. Like a sexy nurse, sexy tiger, sexy zombie. That should be avoided. Because too much skin is showing. And do not scare away the kids. Don't scare away the kids. You're wearing a gory, scary costume, you think you might encounter a small trigger at work. You're dead wrong. Be safe. Do not wear anything that will interfere with your ability to your job in a safe and effective manner. Do you work with heavy shredding equipment? And don't be a dummy mummy wearing an outfit that could get you tangled up in a motor. Or wiring your blades. 7. Wear a costume you quickly change out of if beat. Bring change your clothes with you so you aren't the only one in the office wearing a silly costume. Don't wear a costume leaving feeling hot and sweaty. A one-piece furry puppy dog outfit seemed like a cute Halloween costume I did for the office. Like 6 to 8 hours. I work 4 hours a day. So I'm in that time frame. Complex social issues are not a good idea for Halloween costumes to wear for work. Like a pimp or a hoe, like homeless, violence, disabilities. That's offensive. Put some thought and effort in your Halloween costume. I put some thought and effort in my Halloween costume. This outfit, my work pants, and my boots, and my hat, my sports coat, and my guitar. That's my costume. And here's some possible costume ideas. You can have a kitty cat costume, drawn with an eye pencil. You can do a puppy dog. You can do a 1930s flapper girl. You can do a vintage Avatar. You can do mythical goddess. You can do retro TV characters such as Gilligan. Non-costume ideas. Don't bake some spooky Halloween cupcakes to share at work. I mean, if you can't wear a Halloween costume to work, but you still want to make Halloween fun, you can bake some spooky cupcakes. Put out a bowl of peanut-free candies. You can add a few cute little Halloween accessories to your desks. Wear stylish spooky boots or present. Paint your nails with little ghosts and goblins. You can add some fun Halloween music and ghosts and goblins. So that's your do's and don'ts for Halloween. What not to wear and stuff. So I hope when you go out to work tomorrow, you're going to be looking, you'll understand why stuff like this should not be allowed. In like all workplaces. These are work employment Halloween costume ideas, like a vampire, aquarium, angry bird, Catwoman. But leave the whip at home. A perfect black cat. A funny Catwoman. Fruit salad. The Grand Budapest Hotel. Pink sugar cookie. Pop art costume. Cotton candy. Zoinks. Hashtag FBI Mary Kate and Ashley. You love the Full House week, but pay tribute to the Olsen girls. Michelle Tennant with a co-worker. Sia. Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen again. Mime. A minion. Just paint your whole face, just paint your whole body yellow. The Queen of Hearts, The Shining Twins, Sushi Night, Jellyfish, Pink Lady, Kimmy Schmidt, Holly Cameron, Rosie the Riveter, Pretty Zombie, Paris, Step Brothers, Hillary Clinton, The Scarecrow, Leave the straws, tables, at the farm, but put your best overalls for it. Grace and Frankie, A Clown, Ghostbusters, Belle. The apron's perfect. Alright. Mary Poppins, and Where's Waldo? Now for the treats. Now when we come back here, it's the treats. Stay tuned. Obviously, you can't have Halloween without treats, right? So here's a quick one before we go. If you don't have any candy, and someone goes knocking on your door and says trick or treat, you have several options. The first one is just politely saying, I'm sorry, we don't have any candy, but please, I'll be happy to bring you some. Second I've heard of it, do not do this! Put some veggies in the bag! The mashed potatoes! Some mashed potatoes! Stop crying! Open your bag! Open your bag! Open your bag! Don't make me throw in your soup! Don't make me throw in your soup! Open your bag! Don't put condoms in there! Kids gonna get the wrong message. Don't put anything in the puppy in there. Just some candy. Just some candy or stuff. Don't put video game consoles in there. It's not Christmas. You can't get my Christmas and Halloween. Thanks for joining us for giving me a break. I'll see you guys on Friday. Good night, everyone.